Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to explore something which is very close to my heart, which is Lake Rejuvenation, specifically in the city of Hyderabad. In the current situation, there are around 180 man-made lakes in the vicinity of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, which is GHMC, but around 20 of them are completely dried up, and only 10 out of 180 might be actually suitable for drinking, which is again not a certainty. That's the situation that we are in. It's very pathetic, and in this video we are going to explore three case studies, basically three lakes in my vicinity. We're going to go there, see what's the situation there, what are the problems that we are facing, and after that we're going to break it down. Let's get right into it.
So as discussed, the first stop for the day is the Ramakrishnapuram Lake. When I say lake, you would be expecting something, but you'll be very disappointed to see what I'm about to show you. So this is what you call a lake. This is also spread around 100 acres, and all you see is like, I don't know what you see. It's just a bunch of greenery. If you show it to someone and ask them what this is, they could say this could be a very good cricket ground. But as you see, there's water beneath it, but there's also water hyacinth on top of it. Since zero importance given. A little bit of history behind this lake. So this was a drinking water lake. So this area was for like the workers who were working in these army cantonment areas. So there's just of this place. So the workers who used to work in the cantonment used to stay in this area. So they wanted drinking water supply. So that's when the Nizams actually built this lake. Post that, then there was an ECIL facility, the Electronic Corporation India. So they established a facility here. So there you can see a flyover that was built. So that flyover road actually cut across the lake. The lake was cut in half. The other side of the lake is being now occupied by localities, houses. So the lake was covered up with mud and people started building houses. This side of the lake was actually left alone, but you still see there's zero maintenance here. It could very well be very well developed. It could be the property areas around this place could also improve if you do some kind of beautification. But clearly no one cares about this place. And obviously you can see animals grazing here, people chilling here amidst dirty water. I don't understand. It's a pathetic situation. Water evaporates 2.5 times faster because of these aquatic plants, just because they do transpiration as well in addition to evaporation. So the saddest part of all of this is there's actually a very good walkway right across, like around the lake. It's a muddy road, but still there's very scope of a very good jogging track that could be developed right around this lake. You got the entire circumference of the lake covered with a walkway. You also have a few benches here and there. I mean, this was like, there must have been a plan to develop this, but sadly, right, there's no maintenance of the lake at all. Thus, there's no incentive for people to come around here or kind of do their morning walks or evening walks. So the sad part is that. Okay, we are off to our second stop, which is the Banda Cheruvu or the Safilguda Cheruvu. This might be a little better, given that you will at least see the lake in this case, but you can see how dirty it is. So that's the benefit of it. So again, water filled with water hyacinth. At least that hasn't spread over to this side, but you can see how dirty the lake is, and the kind of waste that people dump here, it's kind of crazy. Okay, the solution to it all, one of that is this dredging machine, which actually kind of picks up waste on top of the water and cleans the lake up. But as you can see, you have the machine, but there's no improvement. Again, kind of neglected. You see the machine is completely covered with waste. I don't know how long it has been. I think it's been a year since that vehicle is here. No work going on. Sad part is always what could have been. So you can see a temple here, and this is the temple water. If you're performing any rituals here related to anything dealing with water, they could use this talab kind of a thing, a pool kind of a thing, to perform these rituals. But again, you can see how dirty these are with no maintenance. I mean, the benefit of having a temple across the lake is very underutilized, and all these property, and kind of stinks as well, the water. And that's the Maulali Lake right on top. I mean, that's also becoming a very good landmark for this area. A lot of people visiting the top of it because there's wonderful views of the city. But what could a beautiful lake also be? Why couldn't a beautiful lake be a part of that view as well? But clearly no one cares about this. No one cares about the lake. And obviously there's always weird stuff wherever you go. There's a fencing right from here to that corner, but suddenly the fencing goes away here and it's open here, and again there's a fencing there. I don't know what specifically this fencing does, what's the use of it. It's clearly a waste of money. Clearly there's no one going to go inside the lake or to take a bath. I don't even think buffaloes would want to bath in this particular lake. So pathetic situation here as well. Top is going to be one of my favorite. It's something I have fond childhood memories of, and also the best lake of it all, because there won't be a single point where you can see water. It's going to be completely covered with water hyacinth and other aquatic plants. No signs of life in terms of animal species, nothing of that sort. So let's go ahead. So we have arrived at the third and final spot. This is the Safilguda Lake right behind me. As you can see, as I promised, you won't even see a speck of water anywhere. As you can see, this is a lake. I don't know what I can do to prove it to you, but this is actually a lake covered completely by aquatic plants. I used to remember there used to be a boating facility here. You can get to that island there, and it seems like there used to be migratory birds coming to visit this place back in the day. I see a few birds there, but this is completely covered by aquatic plants. There's no maintenance here. While the usual tendency is to blame everything on the government, a lot of the blame goes on the public as well. Here you have a clearly marked dustbin, so it says use me, but what do people do? They have to put the trash here somehow. There's no use me sign here, but I don't understand why they actually put all the trash here. Indian public acts in strange ways unknown to other countries. So when I was talking about how a good lake could actually boost up property prices, like right opposite the lake is this Jain construction project, which is called Casa Waterside, aptly named when they had actually started out the project, when the lake was actually having some water. But right now it's in a very bad condition. But the apartment project still sells apartments for around 1.5 to 2 crores, but not.
Alright, we are back. You must have observed the condition of these three lakes is so bad. You can only wonder about the other lakes in Hyderabad and the condition that they might be in. So before we break it down, let's analyze what the actual benefits of having a good lake is. So there are three main benefits here. We'll go through them one by one. First one, it could be a potential source for drinking water. So if you store water during monsoons in these lakes, you can actually use it for drinking water. This is being done in many cities across the world that have been to. There's plenty of drinking water for them, and they usually use rainwater to do that. And that's something that we're completely missing or not even talking about. So that's number one. The second one is for recreation. You can actually create revenue streams with having a good lake in the vicinity. Like you can have a boating facility, or you can have good restaurants around it. Even property prices go up when you have a good lake in that surrounding area, and that's again not being talked about, which is actually very disheartening. And third, to avoid situations like what happened in Bangalore very recently about cities flooding just by torrential rains, these lakes usually serve as stormwater drainage system. Water comes downstream, it gets collected in these lakes, and if there's no facility or if the lakes are being encroached, buildings built on them, it's usually going to cause a lot of problem. You can see or hear stories about lakes being completely submerged during these rains, and usually these are built on top of like all these buildings were 3 crores, 4 crores are built on top of these lakes, and they get flooded. I mean, what are you even paying that 4 crores money for? And that's a very, very big concern. So those are the 3 main points. But yeah, there's some responsibility on the government side and also on the public side that we will talk about. On the government side, they would need to realize all the benefits of the lakes. They have the infrastructure available. It needs just a little bit of maintenance. It needs a cleanup, obviously, but right after that, it's going to be a little maintenance that needs to be done so as to generate these revenue streams or hike up property prices around that place, or even serve as stormwater drains. It's in the hands of the government, and they need to do it or realize the benefits of it to actually move ahead. On the public side, once this action happens, hopefully it happens very soon, but once it happens, it's also in the hand of the public to actually maintain the ecosystem. You need to maintain water, you need to ensure that all the trash doesn't go there. Also talk about sewage lines not entering the lakes, and all that needs to happen. Public needs to bring these topics into the public discourse. You need to demand it from your public representatives. It needs to be a topic, but sadly that is not happening. Alright, that's the end of this video. I hope you realize the seriousness of this issue, and hopefully it does come up in public discussion as well as goes and reaches the right authorities and action is taken. Please do subscribe for more such videos.